Hey everybody, it's your boy Eduardo Jackson, CEO, creator, founder of the Cinema Draft Game. As you can still tell, I wouldn't say I'm struggling, but I am hopefully on the tail end of what our good friend of the pod, Jay Devlin, calls my Ebola. And actually, we were scheduled to have him chime in on our weekend preview, call sheet review, but his Ebola cough has come back. So good luck with your flu with Ebola-like symptoms, Jay Devlin. You are here with us in our hearts. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the action that we got going on this weekend. Decent turnout, a little bit lower than last week, but we appreciate everyone who came out and is testing our game. Also, I don't think I mentioned, we might have mentioned it on the last podcast, but we are mobile now. Very exciting. Something that's long been needed, and we apologize for the delay, but we are mobile, which means you can access us, Cinema Draft, from your mobile device. Just go to cinemadraft.co, click to sign in, and log your way back in, and you can get to a lovely screen like this once you click live to see what's going on. So as you're out and about this weekend, this President's Day weekend, our game will still run until Monday afternoon Pacific time. So I think generally the scores will be in around 3:30 or 4 p.m. Pacific, and hopefully finalized within an hour or so of that, and with the prizes paid out. Just please be patient with us, as we may or may not have some other stuff to attend to, but we will definitely get everything finalized and paid out by Monday evening. So let's take a look at some of the call sheets that may be burning up the charts. Let's see. Oh, and also, real quick, before we get into it, just looking at top story on Box Office Mojo, their little predictions or their AM updates. Looks like The Great Wall took in almost $1 million from Thursday night previews last night, of which they got $15.99 of my dollars. I waited till the end, until the midnight showing, to observe The Day Without Immigrants, as the draft mom is Panamanian. Love you, Mom. And went to see the 12 a.m. showing of The Great Wall. I went in there looking forward to hating it, especially after seeing the satirical hashtag Thank You Matt Damon was trending on Twitter, because people were probably thinking this was going to be another one of those white savior movies, that tend to plague, ethnically focused films. But it really wasn't. I was pleasantly surprised. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It's grand. The scope was amazing. I saw it in IMAX 3D. And a lot of times those IMAX 3D movies kind of underperform because they're a little bit too dark or whatever. I'm not sure if this movie was filmed in 3D, but the 3D was pretty impressive. Really grand as far as like the scope and scale of it, with like the battles and everything. A lot of great colors. It's a really beautiful movie to watch, and a lot of interesting tactical warfare set in a period piece. And of course, my biases are that I am a sucker for historical fiction, but I was pleasantly surprised with The Great Wall. I gave a little quick tweet review of 3 reels, 3 out of 4. So check it out if you get a chance. And Matt Damon's fine in it. He's not the white savior per se. His character is a little dinged up around the edges. I think he plays like a thief or something. But it was good, and I fell in love. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this woman for a second. Let me just digress for a second. Jing Tian, or Tian Jing, I guess. She, whew, man, just heartthrob city. She was something else. I'm a huge fan. That's my new boo thing right there. Jin Tian. She was good. She was good. And she could fight, and it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. All right, so now into the call sheet. Sorry, I had to profess my love for Jing Jing Tian. Ooh, okay, palpitations. All right, so we'll start with my call sheet. I'll give you the thought process that evolved as the night went along. So going off of pro box office's estimations, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a I would say like a log jam, but there's not a lot separating, fourth through second in their estimations. The Lego Batman movie, seems to be, running away from the pack, basically doubling up everybody. But I decided, that especially if Fist Fight gets any kind of good buzz, any kind of, support on a cinema score from the exit polls from the audiences, and some early, I think I got early, inklings from critics that they kind of like this movie. Well, let's see what the Rotten Tomatoes is real quick. Tomatoes. Let's look up Fist Fight. I mean, if it's well, okay, never mind. Well, it looks like the Rotten Tomatoes is not loving Fist Fight, 32%. Oh, well, you know what they said? Look, they said 37% for the Great Wall, and they're just wrong. They're just hating and wrong. Anyway, and 50 Shades Darker was fun. 9% Rotten Tomatoes. Come on, man, y'all are better than that. John Wick Chapter 2, I did see Wednesday night, and that was just straight fire. That was and a beautiful setup for Chapter 3 whenever that comes out. So yeah, so sometimes they get it right. Hidden Figures, they got it right, but oftentimes they get it wrong. Anyways, and as a reminder, Rotten Tomatoes generally is a critical amalgamation of reviews. So Fist Fight doesn't seem like the type of movie that's going to play well with critics, anyways. I can't quite call, like, I don't know if there's like a huge groundswell of support. Like, I don't hear like a lot of buzz in pop culture, whatever, for Fist Fight. But I just have a feeling like the teens, the teens and the tween. Well, it's not really a tween movie; it's like an R-rated movie. But the teens that really kind of push, movies like this might actually come out for this. So those juniors and seniors in high school and early college students might really kind of give it some bump. I'm guessing. So while it's estimated at 17 million, if it gets any kind of buzz among quote unquote the youth, then it might go as high as 1920. Even still, I decided to go quantity over quality. So you can pretty much only afford, the two headliners from the Lego Batman movie, right? So if we're assuming, and these are 4-day projections, so we have to kind of assume three. Oh, so you kind of have to only assume that you're only going to get about maybe, you might have to knock off about, 20 to 25% from these totals. So let's just say, for sake of argument, using round numbers, let's just say we're expecting 30 million out of Lego Batman. I don't know, 15 or let's say 17 million out of 50 Shades, and then 15 out of John Wick, and then 14 or 13 out of Great Wall. Then Fist Fight, we'd expect about the same, 13 or 14. Let's say 14 million. Let's say it bumps up to 15 million, right? So what my play was I did a 6-pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, a 7-pack, 7 Fist Fights. So I'm banking on the fact that with the headliner stack, of course, that I can get in basically 5 for the price of essentially 2 or 3 of the Lego Batman movie and make up the difference, if not surpass what they're going to do. So let's say you do have 30 million from Lego Batman, and you get your headliner in, which is 42 points times 2, which is 84 out of out of the 2 headliners, and maybe somehow you do a severe stars and scrub strategy where you're pretty much just punting the rest of your call sheet, and you squeeze in a third actor from Lego Batman at another 30. That puts you at 114. Now, let's say we get 15 million out of Fist Fight times 1.4 for our headliner. So 21 million times 2 for 2 headliners. So that's 42 points right there. Plus we have 5 more at 15 each, 75 plus 42. Now we're at 117. So we're 3 million ahead of Lego Batman. Plus we still have some room left over to for and get this. So we're at 117, plus we were able to squeeze in a headliner from Lego Batman. I'm sorry. I think this is my own call sheet. I understand. I get it. I'm biased. But I'm in love with this call sheet already, because we've got 117 before we even touch Lego Batman. And then you add in Lego Batman as a headliner. So you're adding in the 42 points for the headliner. I mean, you're at 159, and they're still scrambling, those people who picked 3 actors from Lego Batman, trying to figure out the rest of their call sheet. This type of structure, maybe if not this call sheet exactly, this kind of structure is what's going to lead to a winning call sheet. I rounded out for those listening on the podcast. So we've got 7 fist fights, including the headliner stack. We've got Ralph Fiennes from the Lego Batman as a headliner, and then also Emma Stone, headliner from La La Land. This actually should be limited. Not sure why this is why that should be limited. And then Jose Maria Yazpic, Everybody Loves Somebody, is the platform release. So yes, I am digging that call sheet very much, and I think a construction like that is what's going to, lead you into the promised land. Quite honestly, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. So the next one I'm going to look at is, and actually let me make sure that this takes hold. Make sure I got this correct. That should be limited. It was limited at lock, so you want to make sure it's limited. There we go. All right. Next call sheet you want to take a look at our defending champion, BTTF. See what's on his mind this week. And he's got, okay, interesting. So he's got the headliner stack of Lego Batman. He's got Rooney Mara from Lions, limited release. He's got a 3-pack from Everybody Loves Somebody, which I think is actually pretty smart. Once again, we discussed earlier this week about the wisdom of going with, on the high end of platform releases, that are with ethnocentric films. So Everybody Loves Somebody is a Mexican, a predominantly Mexican cast film, starring one of the co-stars of How to Get Away with Murder, Carla Souza. And so that 3-pack right there, I think, is pretty strong. Exposure, I Am Not Your Negro is pretty strong as well. I believe that is on 115 screens. Well, we're guesstimating 200 screens. I can't confirm that. Last week was at 115 screens. And from what I've seen on social media, it should be expanding, hopefully, if not limited, then all the way up to wide, so I can finally watch it in Las Vegas. I Am Not Your Negro should be expanding nationally next weekend, so that should be interesting to see how that plays out. And then he's got a 3-pack of Fist Fight, including the headliner stack of Charlie Day and Ice Cube. So this is interesting. This covers a lot of bases, and it's this is what I would call a balanced call sheet. He covers all his bases. He's got good exposure to Fist Fight, which could overperform its projections. It's got, a platform stalwart, I Am Not Your Negro, but yet makes room for the possible, Mexican themed movie success of Everybody Loves Somebody. And then he goes with, the clear front runners, Lego Batman, and then Lion, which, as far as value goes, is pretty solid value at 7,300 for Rooney Mara in the limited release category. So this is a strong call sheet. As you can see, these are like the Thursday night estimates, which eventually get rolled up into the weekend estimates. So he's already off to a good start with about 6 points off of the Thursday night films. And so, yeah, that's a good looking call sheet, BTTF. Let's see, who else should we sample? Well, you know what? Since he's not here, let's take a look at Jay Devlin's. Jay, miss you. Get well soon. He's back at it. A United Kingdom. Now it expands to 45 screens, and he really feels this movie. He's behind this movie. He's got a 4-pack of A United Kingdom, most likely because it's cheap. He went hard on Lego Batman. He got himself a 3-pack from the Lego Batman movie, including his headliner stack of Fiennes and Arnett. He has Charlie Day from Fist Fight headlining that, 10 grand, and then a headliner stack from Lion. So it's not a bad call sheet. I just think what's really going to hurt him is basically what he did, because this is what you would call a stars and scrubs call sheet, because his stars obviously are the 3 Lego Batman actors, which gobble up almost 60 grand of his $100,000 salary cap, and then and once you incorporate Charlie Day from Fist Fight, you're up to 70. You basically have 30,000 to fill 6 slots. So it gets pretty bleak from there on out. So basically, yeah. So he did the best he could with what he had left, going with the strategy. I hope it pays off for him, but like I said, I think something a little more diversified, a little more, not so much balanced, but actually, as far as salary goes, something a little more salary balanced might be the way to go this week. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. And let's also take a look at. Let's take a look at. You know what? Let's throw a little love to the Roan. He's been a day one. He's an OG back from the spreadsheet days. What up, Henry G? The Roan. So he's looking at. So he went a headliner stack of Lego Batman. He went with Charlie Day from Fist Fight. He has Samuel L. Jackson from I'm Not Your Negro. Dakota Johnson, interesting, from 50 Shades Darker. It'll be interesting to see how that movie performs this weekend now that it's not Valentine's Day. I think it's going to fall off sharply, even though, like I said, I enjoyed it. I had fun at the movie. It leans into its rom-com roots instead of taking itself so seriously with all the bondage and S&M stuff. Anyways, he also has a headliner from Duckweed, which I believe is a Chinese foreign language film, and then a 3-pack from Jolly LLB, including a headliner stack, and then Rooney Mara from Lion. I don't know. This one I think might crack top 10. Of course, we only have 12 players this week in the feature presentation, but I think Jolly LLB has already gotten the bulk of its box office, but I could be wrong. They actually shed 7 screens from last week. It's only on 166 screens this week. Yep, 166 screens. So it may not do what you think it's going to do, but we'll see. This one has potential. He leans on some of the bigger ticket items, just worried if he gets as much value as he could have from this call sheet. And the last one we'll take a look at from the feature presentation. Let's see what Ringballz is up to. He's a relatively new player. I think he's only been playing for a week or two. Glad to have you on board, Ringballz. And okay, I kind of like this call sheet. So he's got a 4-pack of Everybody Loves Somebody, giving himself good exposure at a cheap price to the platform releases. He's got the headliner stack from Lego Batman. He's got the headliner stack from Fist Fight, and he's got a headliner stack from La La Land. This is a very solid call sheet. I think it's got top 5 potential, mostly because it mostly hinges on how Everybody Loves Somebody performs. If it does, like 1.2 to 1.5 million, then it's made in the shade. Everybody's dancing. Everybody Loves Somebody. Because then you're looking at 1 point per 100,000. If you can squeeze out 15 points for on average about 6,000, 6,500 in salary, you're way ahead of the game right there. So I like this call sheet. It's a balanced call sheet. It's got top 5 potential. Nice call sheet, Ringballz 22. I love to see your improvement and progress in the game. And I wanted to show you a couple of my call sheets because I was trying some different stuff out, which I think would be really interesting. I think I had a cool strategy for the background talent. Yeah, so this is the one where I went all in on Everybody Loves Somebody. I have a 6-pack of Everybody Loves Somebody with the headliner stack. I've got 50 Shades Darker, Dakota Johnson. The Lego Batman movies headliner stack of Arnett and Fiennes, Will Arnett, Ralph Fiennes, and then Emma Stone from La La Land with about 1,500 left over. So it's a little risky only because, like I said, it hinges a lot on Everybody Loves Somebody. But if Everybody Loves Somebody can get basically, so remember how I said earlier in this podcast how if we can get 15 fantasy points out of Fist Fight, then we'd be ahead of the game. We would basically go quantity over over quote unquote quality. Then same type of strategy here, only at a cheaper price. And if this strategy works, if I can squeeze, a base 15 points minimum out of all 60 actors, and then go up to some of the higher dollar guys with the Lego Batman people and headliner stack that, I mean, that could be a bit of a game changer. That could actually give me just enough to squeak past, call sheets like BTTFs, which are leaning heavily on the top end of this. Well, his is more balanced, but it could basically outscore those who have a 3-pack from the Lego Batman movie, which might be the conventional wisdom this week. I'm not sure. I think it was the Best Boy. I had a call sheet I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, so this one was only because it's so peculiar. This is a full fade of the Lego Batman movie, and this may not work out the way I want it to. So I've got a 3-pack for 50 Shades Darker plus a headliner from John Wick. And then I go Lion, Dev Patel from Lion, and then a 5-pack from Everybody Loves Somebody. So this hinges, greatly on Everybody Loves Somebody. And then 50 Shades Darker just, hitting a solid double. Doesn't have to hit a home run, just needs to hit a double. If he can get me, essentially 20 million, then I might be in good shape. It's projected to be the number 2 movie of the weekend, which would be nice. Although honestly, if the cinema score, if the cinema score comes out Friday, reflecting how I felt about The Great Wall, reflecting that upon moviegoers of The Great Wall, then I think The Great Wall could actually make a surprise end around to become second in the weekend at about 20 million. But if not, if 50 Shades Darker can just find a way to, 18, 19, 20 million, then this might not be the worst play out there. But this is a pretty aggressive move. Or no, it's aggressive. But it's a high variance move, just basically saying I am fading. I'm entirely fading you. Lego Batman movie, which of course could just be pure disaster. So those are some of the ones that we'll keep our eyes out for this weekend. And kind of keep checking, keep checking the site, our daily box office or our weekend box office. Keep checking your email. We'll update you as we get along. Thanks so much for playing, everybody. Appreciate having you. Make sure you come check us out at cinemadraft.co and follow us on social media everywhere, from Facebook through Pinterest, and subscribe at iTunes and also at on Google Plus and our YouTube channel. And this weekend, try to stay dry, West Coast, Northeast Coast, and, go see a movie or something. Do us all a favor. I need to find a way to sign off. There we go.